You already know what needs to be done. You've known it for a long time. And still, you don't act on it, not because you're incapable, not because you lack intelligence, but because in the quiet moments, you allow your feelings to take control. You wait until you feel ready. You wait until motivation arrives. You wait until it feels right. And slowly, without any dramatic collapse, your life starts to drift. Your feelings don't destroy you in one reckless move. They ruin you through comfort, through excuses, through delay. They whisper, tomorrow will be better. Today doesn't matter, just this once. Stoic philosophy teaches something uncomfortable yet liberating. Your feelings are not your enemy, but they are terrible leaders. If you want a calm life, a disciplined life, a life you can genuinely respect, you must stop asking, how do I feel? And start asking, what is the plan? Because if you don't follow a plan, your feelings will quietly design your failure. 1. Feelings don't care about your future. Have you ever promised yourself something important? Starting a workout routine, sending a difficult email, finishing a project, and then done nothing. Not because you didn't want it, not because you didn't know how, but because your feelings took the wheel. Feelings are fleeting. They are persuasive. They whisper comfort. They say, skip it just this once. You'll feel better tomorrow. It's fine. Don't push today. And day by day, week by week, year by year, those tiny compromises accumulate. You don't see the damage immediately. You simply wake up one morning and realize your confidence, your self-trust, your momentum are gone. You begin doubting yourself in ways you never did before. One missed workout becomes a skipped week. One delayed email becomes an unfinished project. The feelings you trusted slowly rewrite your identity, turning you into someone you barely recognize. This is the silent thief of ambition, not failure, not bad luck, not circumstance. Your feelings quietly, invisibly dictate your life if you let them. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Here is the Stoic solution. Your future is built by what you do when you don't feel like it. Your feelings don't get a vote. They don't deserve a say in the path you've chosen. Think about the small victories you ignored, the mornings you didn't wake up early, the hours you handed over to scrolling and notifications, the moments you said, "I'll start tomorrow." Each one felt harmless. Over time, they became habits that eroded your discipline and your trust in yourself. So recognize the danger. Every time you follow feelings instead of the plan, you chip away at discipline. Every delay strengthens the habit of being ruled by mood. Every moment of comfort instead of action makes tomorrow harder than it needs to be. Take action for your mind right now. Identify one area where feelings are making decisions for you. Name it, own it. The plan already exists. The choice is yours. Feelings are temporary. Consequences are permanent. Remember, feelings are like weather, unpredictable, fleeting, tempting. A plan is a compass. It doesn't care about comfort or mood. It simply moves you forward. Follow the plan, and you reclaim the part of yourself that is disciplined, reliable, and unstoppable. 2. Every broken promise weakens you from the inside. Do you remember a time you promised yourself something small and then broke it? Maybe it was waking up early, maybe finishing a task, maybe sticking to a personal rule, no scrolling before work, following a diet plan. In that moment, it felt harmless. "I'll do it tomorrow," you said. But each broken promise chips away at self-trust bit by bit. It's subtle. You don't notice it immediately. Yet over weeks, months, and years, these small compromises shape who you become. Your feelings are persuasive. They excuse inaction with reasonable arguments. It's okay. One missed day won't matter. You're tired. You deserve a break. Life is too short to be rigid. And you believe them. You rationalize. You negotiate. until one day you realize you no longer trust your own word, not to yourself, not even silently. This is the quiet erosion of character, not external failure, not criticism from others. The danger comes from within. The Stoics taught that discipline is not punishment, but self-respect in action. As Seneca once wrote, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Every broken promise creates a small crack in that mastery. Each time you ignore a commitment to yourself, you reinforce the habit of letting mood dictate action. Your mind starts choosing comfort over courage, ease over endurance, today over the future. Here is the Stoic pivot. Integrity is the foundation of freedom. It's the invisible structure holding your decisions, focus, and confidence together. When that foundation is weak, every goal becomes unstable. But when you honor your word, even when no one is watching, you build internal authority that no external circumstance can shake. Make it practical. Identify one commitment you've repeatedly broken. Notice the feelings or excuses that sabotaged it. Replace negotiation with execution. Today, take one small step toward honoring it. Repeat daily. Let actions speak louder than emotions. Discipline doesn't rely on motivation. It relies on trust. Trust in your ability to act according to your standards. Every step taken despite resistance strengthens that trust. Every step ignored strengthens surrender to feelings. Your feelings are persuasive, but your actions are powerful. Broken promises may seem small, but they weaken the core of your character. Honor your word to yourself first, and you rebuild the strength to follow every plan, regardless of mood. 3. Feelings create excuses that sound reasonable. Have you noticed how feelings rarely say, "Don't do it," outright? Instead, they negotiate. They craft arguments that sound logical, intelligent, even convincing. "You had a long day. Skipping the gym is fine. That report can wait. No big deal. One more episode won't hurt. You'll start fresh later." And every time we fall for it. These small compromises feel harmless, even wise. But they stack quietly, like water dripping onto stone, slowly eroding your self-trust and discipline. One skipped morning workout turns into a week without movement. One delayed task becomes a project never finished. Each surrendered moment of discipline chips away at your confidence in yourself. It's subtle. You don't notice it right away. You may even take pride in being flexible, justifying every delay as practicality or balance. But flexibility without principle is simply sliding downhill, disguised as choice. Excuses wear the mask of reason, while beneath the surface, character is being quietly worn away. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When the mind begins negotiating with feelings, it turns into an enemy within. Every argument your feelings whisper pulls you further from the path you chose. The danger is that it never feels like sabotage. It feels comfortable, logical, harmless. Look at your mornings. You wake up carrying yesterday's fatigue, and the thought appears, "I'll skip my routine today." Most people start debating with themselves, weighing pros and cons, justifying, "I deserve a break." A Stoic notices the thought, acknowledges it, and moves anyway. Feet on the floor. Morning ritual started. First task begun. Action comes first. Feeling follows. Habits strengthen. Excuses lose their grip. The same pattern shows up at work. You face a project you've been avoiding. Your feelings whisper, "You're too tired, you don't have time." Postpone it. Instead of endless reasoning, you take one small step. You open the document. You write a single paragraph. You make one call. The resistance feels heavy at first, but momentum builds. The task becomes manageable. The mind adjusts. Your feelings didn't stop you. Your decision to act did. Even social situations can be hijacked by feelings. You want to address a boundary, but the mood whispers, "Don't make it uncomfortable. Just wait." The Stoic response is simple. Notice the feeling. Act according to principle anyway. Let discomfort become a teacher instead of a reason to avoid. Over time, these moments add up to something deeper than productivity, self-reliability. Every action taken despite inner resistance strengthens your internal authority. You stop being a passenger to your moods. You become the driver of your life. Feelings are persuasive because they offer comfort. Comfort is seductive, disguising inaction as intelligence. Excuses sound reasonable because they serve ease. But mastery is built by doing what must be done regardless of mood. Each time you override an excuse, you reclaim discipline, focus, and trust in yourself. Think long-term. The person who lets feelings dictate action today wakes up a year later wondering why life feels empty. Every postponed step compounds. Every justified skip widens the distance between who you are and who you could become. Meanwhile, the person who acts despite feelings accumulates small victories. Each one reinforces authority and builds momentum toward larger goals. Your feelings will never vanish. They will continue to argue, justify inaction, and tempt you with comfort. Your strength lies in acting anyway, letting consistency and momentum shape growth. Every choice to move despite resistance builds freedom, clarity, and resilience. Don't see it as a checklist. See it as a quiet agreement with yourself to honor your plan, your standards, and your commitments, no matter the mood. This is how the Stoics trained themselves. Ordinary people becoming unshakable through consistency, action, and integrity. Resistance will always exist. Sometimes it will be loud, convincing, overwhelming. But over time, the repeated choice to act rewires the mind. The habit of surrendering to excuses weakens, and self-trust grows stronger than any seductive argument for comfort. What feels difficult in the moment becomes effortless in hindsight. The accumulation of small victories becomes the invisible structure of a disciplined life. Eventually, action becomes your language, not your feelings. Every small act of following the plan is a declaration. I am in control. My life is mine, and fleeting moods will not rule me. This is the Stoic path. Discipline over persuasion. Principle over comfort, action over negotiation. 4. The Stoic rule: act first, let feelings catch up. The Stoics taught that feelings are not meant to lead, they follow. Most people wait for the perfect mood, for motivation, for an emotional signal to act. While they wait, days, weeks, even years slip away unnoticed. Imagine waking up with a task hanging over you, a project you've postponed, a difficult conversation you've avoided. Your feelings whisper, "Not now. Wait until you're ready. You'll feel better later." This is the crossroads where discipline is either born or destroyed. The Stoic approach is deceptively simple. Act first. Let feelings catch up later. Start before motivation appears. Move before confidence arrives. Begin while resistance is strongest. Think of a familiar morning. The alarm rings early. Your body protests. Your mind negotiates. Most people hit snooze, surrendering to the comfort of fatigue. A Stoic places one foot on the floor, takes a breath, and begins the first action. Shower, stretch, write the first sentence, make the first call. Readiness doesn't come before action. It emerges afterward, fueled by momentum and the quiet victory of doing what must be done. The principle doesn't stop with mornings. At work, when the most unpleasant task feels impossible, you begin with a single step. In relationships, when a difficult conversation approaches, you speak first from clarity and principle, not from mood. In personal growth, when the gym or a study session feels unbearable, you act anyway. Each time you choose action over emotional permission, you reinforce your internal authority. The mind learns that feelings are signals, not rulers. Excuses lose credibility. Comfort loses its grip. Momentum builds quietly but relentlessly. This rule also protects you from procrastination. Waiting for the right feeling is an illusion. Every moment spent asking your mood for permission is a moment of life wasted. The Stoic rule is preemptive action. Act before the mind protests, and over time, the mind aligns with your standards. The power of this principle is subtle yet profound. You become the kind of person whose actions are consistent, predictable, and grounded in principle. Others trust you, but more importantly, you trust yourself. Your feelings may resist, complain, or attempt to redirect you, but your actions now serve as proof. You are reliable, you are disciplined, you are in control. In practice, this doesn't require grand gestures. It's built through small, deliberate steps taken consistently, writing one paragraph before reaching for your phone, making the call you've been delaying even while anxiety lingers, starting the workout when the bed feels warmer than the world outside. The Stoic path isn't about eliminating feelings. It's about acting according to principle and letting emotion catch up later. Every decision to move despite resistance reshapes your identity, strengthens self-trust, and pulls you closer to the life you intended to live. Feelings will always try to negotiate, but the Stoic does not wait. Action comes first, and everything else follows. 5. A real plan removes choice, not freedom. We often believe a plan restricts us. We picture it as a cage, a rigid structure that traps our day and suffocates our mood. The Stoics understood the opposite. A well-designed plan frees you from your own feelings. Feelings are unstable. One moment they urge action, the next they beg for comfort. Without a plan, you are at their mercy. Decisions turn into negotiations with mood, and life quietly drifts toward ease instead of principle. A real plan, deliberate, structured, non-negotiable, ends this internal bargaining. It doesn't remove freedom, it protects it. By deciding in advance what you will do, when you will do it, and by what standards, you strip fleeting feelings of their power to control your day. Think about your morning routine. The alarm rings, coffee brews, tasks wait. Without a plan, feelings decide. Snooze, scroll, delay. With a plan, you follow a preset path. Clothes on. First task started. Routine executed. Comfort may whisper, stay in bed, but the plan is already moving. Action happens before debate. Momentum builds. Confidence grows. This applies far beyond mornings. At work, clear schedules and non-negotiable priorities prevent emotional reasoning from postponing important tasks. In relationships, defined communication standards stop mood swings from dictating responses. In personal goals, fitness, learning, creative work, a disciplined plan shields you from the seductive pull of avoidance. The Stoics taught that real freedom comes from internal control, not external conditions. By committing to a plan, you claim authority over your actions and your day, regardless of mood or circumstance. The plan becomes a structure of discipline that supports every decision, reinforces habits, and protects self-trust. Consider this. When you rely on feelings, life becomes a series of maybes. When you rely on a plan, life becomes a series of deliberate steps toward what you truly value. The paradox is simple. Removing the illusion of choice creates real freedom. You stop negotiating with comfort and start moving by principle. There's another subtle power here. The more consistent the plan, the less resistance you feel. At first it's hard. Emotions protest. A week later, the plan runs automatically. You act before excuses can form. The body moves first, The mind catches up later. Habits have already claimed the day. A real plan doesn't promise ease or comfort. It promises alignment. Alignment between action and values, discipline and intention, freedom and mastery over mood. A plan is not a cage. It is a shield, a compass, and a bridge to your strongest self. 6. When you stop negotiating, you become dangerous. There comes a moment in every disciplined life when you realize the internal debate is the real enemy. Each negotiation with feelings drains momentum, weakens self-trust, and hands power back to comfort. The moment you refuse to bargain with moods, you become dangerous, not to others, but to the version of yourself that survives on excuses. This is the kind of danger the Stoics respected. The quiet force of a mind that acts by principle, not persuasion. Imagine a familiar situation. A challenge appears, a project, a hard conversation, a personal goal. Your mind whispers, "You're not ready, maybe later." Most people compromise. They negotiate. Hesitation wins. The disciplined Stoic decides in advance. Action happens regardless of readiness. Comfort protests, fear complains, anxiety warns, and still, action moves first, asserting authority over the mind. This is how discipline turns into identity. Each refusal to negotiate strengthens character. You stop waiting for clarity or emotional permission. You act, and the mind follows. The result is subtle but powerful. Others notice consistency, reliability, composure. More importantly, you notice your own strength, the quiet, unshakable confidence of someone who does not bend to passing moods. Consider a moment of social confrontation. Someone challenges your boundaries. Feelings urge retreat, apology, explanation. Instead, you respond calmly, firmly, by principle. You don't react emotionally. You don't over-explain. Your action establishes authority. Your presence communicates self-respect, and your feelings eventually align with what you chose. This internal authority spreads into every area of life. Career, meeting deadlines despite fatigue or distraction. Health, training and eating with discipline even when cravings argue otherwise. Life becomes guided by principle, not persuasion. Personal growth means practicing a skill or reading challenging material even when boredom sets in. The Stoics understood that true danger lies in self-mastery. Once you stop negotiating with yourself, you are no longer a victim of fleeting moods or persuasive comfort. You become a force, reliable, principled, difficult to sway. Your feelings will continue to argue, distract, and tempt, but they no longer decide. You act according to what matters, and results follow. Consistency, courage, and principle become your weapons, shaping a life of strength, clarity, and unshakable freedom. Stop bargaining with your emotions, step into action, become dangerous to the part of you that settles for comfort over mastery. 7. One disciplined act a day rebuilds everything. Discipline is not a single heroic moment. It is small, deliberate choices repeated daily. Every time you choose principle over comfort, you rebuild yourself quietly, steadily, invisibly. Think about how erosion forms a canyon. One drop of water cannot carve stone. But over time, a steady stream reshapes the landscape completely. That is what one disciplined act per day can do for your life. It doesn't need to be monumental. One paragraph written before checking your phone, a short workout completed even when your body resists, a difficult conversation initiated instead of avoided, a small step toward learning or growth taken despite fatigue or doubt. Each choice strengthens self-trust. Each decision creates momentum that carries into the next. The act itself may feel insignificant, almost trivial, but the cumulative effect is extraordinary. The person who follows through once becomes the person who follows through consistently. Consider someone trying to improve their health. Skipping one day feels harmless. Skipping a week seems minor. But the pattern of giving in slowly erodes confidence and consistency. Now imagine that same person choosing one small action every day, a 10-minute walk, a brief workout, a conscious food choice. Within weeks, that single act compounds, energy increases, motivation follows, habits solidify, life begins to realign with values. Stoicism teaches that mastery is built incrementally. You don't wait for inspiration. You don't rely on feeling strong. You act according to principle, and in doing so, you reshape your identity. You become someone reliable, someone self-respecting, someone difficult to sway by fleeting moods. Even in moments of resistance, the practice matters. When fatigue, doubt, or distraction arises, choosing to act anyway builds an invisible structure of discipline. Over time, that structure supports larger decisions, harder challenges, and a life aligned with your deepest values. This applies to every area of life: career, relationships, personal growth, physical health, emotional resilience. One consistent action each day signals to your mind that you are in control. You are the person who follows through. You are the person who honors commitments, first to yourself, then to others. The power of Stoicism is not found in dramatic feats, but in quiet consistency. Disciplined act per day, repeated without fail, rebuilds everything. Discipline is not a single heroic act. It is small, deliberate choices repeated again and again. Each time you choose principle over comfort, you rebuild yourself silently, steadily, unseen. Think again of erosion shaping a canyon. One drop does nothing. A steady stream changes everything. That is the power of one disciplined act a day. A paragraph written before your phone, a workout completed despite resistance, a conversation faced instead of avoided, a step toward growth taken despite doubt. Each choice strengthens self-trust. Each decision carries momentum forward. What feels minor accumulates into something unstoppable. Think of life as a ledger of small actions. Every disciplined choice builds credit in your self-trust account. Every surrender to comfort creates debt. Each day you decide which balance you grow. With enough consistent credit, identity transforms, habits solidify, and freedom becomes undeniable. The beauty of this path is subtle but profound. You stop relying on motivation. You stop bargaining with mood. You stop waiting for permission from yourself. Your identity grows quietly with every disciplined act, until the person you were yesterday is no longer enough. And the person you become is stronger, calmer, and more unshakable than you imagined.